Hello, beautiful souls. This is Kim Parkinson with Podcasting for Spiritual Women. And today we are going to be talking about creating aligned content that your audience is going to love. So sometimes aligned content isn't just about doing more, right? It's actually about doing things differently. Because sometimes things don't work out the way we want them to, and maybe our audience doesn't resonate with that, or maybe we really just aren't aligned with it ourselves. It feels really like we're pushing ourselves to do something. So, today we're going to talk about a recent realization that I have actually had about the different platforms that are out there and how I'm going to be shaking up my strategy. So, aligned content doesn't mean, or aligned topics or aligned podcast episodes, anything that you are doing. Aligned doesn't just mean topics that are feeling good to you. It also means that the format and the platform you share it is the ideal platform and format that your aligned clients will find it. Now, I know this is a podcast, and I know that people out there are going to say, maybe my clients aren't listening to podcasts, but a podcast is actually a great way to just kind of create that initial content and then create a flywheel around it. Whether or not that's a YouTube video, whether or not that's Instagram Reels, whether or not that is a newsletter, whether or not that is a masterclass or a presentation. Sometimes it's just the act of speaking it out loud that gets your motor running, right? Gets that all going. Here's something that I have found recently. I have been doing audiograms specifically for this podcast for the last 3 months, right? Since we started June 19th, we had our first 3 episodes drop. And then we have had 2 a week during the summer and then 1 a week starting in September. And I can tell you, I have the Edits app on my phone, which Edits, if you don't know, is actually created by Instagram. And so they love it when you use their own stuff, right? So I have the Instagram app Edits, and I get like a notification a day or so after my reel has gone live, right? And they do consider an audiogram to be a reel. So I get this notification the other day, and it says that I have gotten 25 views with a 100% dismissal rate, which means they saw it. And again, first of all, 25 is nothing, right? They saw it and they said, nope, and they moved on. That to me is not aligned. And this isn't just a one-off thing, because if it was one-off, I would say, you know what? Maybe it was a bad week. Maybe the content I provided, maybe the quote I provided wasn't up to par. Maybe there was other pieces to it. But I've been letting this play out for a couple weeks, and I've been noticing for the last month or so that this just isn't working in the fashion that I would like it to work. So I am going to pivot and shift and realign my content, because the people that want my content are not watching audiograms. They're not listening to them. They're not paying attention to them. And honestly, I'm actually even considering that the people that I am attracting aren't even on Instagram. Or maybe they were on Instagram, like myself. I am on Instagram, but I am not there to find clients. I am not there. Well, I would love to find clients there, right? That was the reason why I was posting, but I'm not there to find other people. So I guess, even though I just had that little snafu and I said not find client, maybe that's my alignment, right? I just spoke it into reality. I am not there to find clients. I'm there to watch recipe videos. I'm there to watch cute little dog videos. I'm there to maybe watch some horses. I don't know, whatever it is, but I'm obviously not there to connect with other people and to find clients. I find my connection to be a lot on Facebook. And there's so many other places out there, right? I do post a video about once a month on YouTube, but that's extra content. That's not even a part of this podcast. It's usually a presentation of some type, some kind of a little mini masterclass type thing, and something that just to keep the YouTube channel alive, right? It hasn't sparked any interest or any viralness yet, but I'm testing the waters there, and I'm not spending a lot of time working on it. I'm spending a lot of time working on my podcast because I find that this is a great way. First of all, as a 5-1 human design projector, I find it really easy to coach myself through the power of my voice, right? So not only am I creating the content with my voice, but then I list this out to the world, and then I have been creating other content. So here's how I'm going to shake this up. Even though I've been creating these audiograms and they're not working, I'm going to do this a little bit differently because I am recording. What I'm going to do is after this recording, I am going to immediately record a live reel. Now, all my podcasts are currently, it could change in the future, but they are currently audio only. So what I'm going to do is after this, I'm going to pick up my phone and I'm going to record a live reel. Now, I say reel, but I'm going to post that to YouTube and I'm going to post that to Facebook. I'll probably post it to Instagram because why not? You're already right there, right? But I think the other place I'm going to start exploring is Substack. I started a Substack last week. I had been playing around with it with a client Substack for a little bit, and they offer a little bit of extra oomph, right? They offer posts, they offer some newsletter styles. And so I'm going to give a different platform a go. Now, there's tons of platforms out there, right? I mean, I don't even know if I could list them all because I don't even know them. I do think that maybe Clubhouse could have been one where I might have shined. I don't even know if it's still around. So I might have to do some research there because I know it's audio only. But I also know that sometimes people don't want to listen to audio and they do want to read the transcript, which actually brings me to another thing that I meant. I actually had a dream last night about making sure that my transcripts were up onto my website for the most effective SEO discoverability. So I think that is definitely an avenue that needs to come to the surface, right? And if I am no longer spending that time creating those audiograms that are not aligned, then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be testing and trying out new things. So creating these transcripts and uploading them maybe to my website or doing these reels immediately after I record. And another option is, again, maybe doing these Substacks. Now, I never, as we've mentioned before, I never like to do the same content in the same week for my podcast, but I can definitely get it into the flywheel system, right? I definitely have old episodes that I can pull from, write content, and then maybe post to Substack as a newsletter, then maybe do some posts. I don't know. I'm still testing the waters there. But this is alignment through action. I'm paying attention to the results and I'm just not afraid to kind of move and shift to where I might need to go. And I think that is super important. So when you are looking at the content that is aligned with not only you, but your client, I want you to ask yourself a few questions. Is this format working? Or is it just because everyone else is doing it, or this is the way you've always done it? And if you're not seeing results, it could just mean that the world is shifting a little, right? Maybe the people that you are now aligning to aren't on Instagram as much as they used to be. Maybe they are now back on Facebook, or maybe I don't even know how you would reach them. Maybe they're doing something on Telegram, or I don't know, another platform that is out there, right? And so you just have to kind of shift just a little bit. You want to know where your audience is engaging with you? Where are you creating those connections? Is it in your DMs through Facebook, or is it in the DMs through Instagram? Or maybe people are writing to you privately after you send out a newsletter. How freaking amazing is that? So if you are feeling like that platform or that format is sustainable and exciting, then definitely stick with it. If you're like, oh, this drags me down every week, this is too much, let it go. In the words of Elsa, just let it go. Or maybe it was Anya. Anya. No, either one, Elsa and Anya. And I want you to just really take a look at the other platforms that are out there. Try one new platform this month, or try one new platform this quarter even, and just see if it works for you, right? Write for Medium, write for Substack, write for your blog even. Sometimes it's just a matter of like, maybe you're getting a lot of traffic to your website, but not a lot of people to connect with you. And maybe it's just a matter of writing more content on your blog for people to like have something to look forward to every week, right? It's just something that is purposeful, something that is resonant to you and to your clients, and will just allow them to find out more about you and your personal stories, you and your modalities, how you teach, how you bring an experience to them. And then they can love you, they can trust you, and then they want to walk into your world, whether or not that is little baby steps like joining your Substack, or maybe your newsletter, or maybe it's just a review on your podcast. So forcing yourself to stick to something that just doesn't work isn't just, it just isn't in alignment, right? It isn't in alignment with what we do. It isn't in alignment with your true clients. So even though you might be creating consistent content on those, if you're finding that the platform's saying, you're not getting lower views, and lower meaning real low, like 25, like mine, right? And maybe you're getting dismissal rates of like, like mine, 100%. Maybe it's time. I think truly that's not even a maybe it's time. I think that's truly just like the knock on the head or knock on the door to say, yep, let's try something different. This particular platform isn't working right now. I want you to just take a look at where you're creating content, and I'm really referring to all of the additional content too, right? So if you are like me and you love to create a podcast and you really love to talk, and it's all that extra stuff that you need to maybe advertise the podcast or advertise your offer, those are the pieces I want you to kind of like shift and change. And really, again, maybe it's shifting and changing the podcast from audio only to video and audio. It could be that too. So just a couple of little tweaks, and don't do them all at once. Try one at a time, right? Or two at a time. Don't go crazy. And I would even suggest to not completely stop the old platform if that still feels aligned to you, especially if you have content already created. I have some B-roll that I haven't posted there. So I think rather than let it go to waste, I think I will still post it just in a different cadence, and just get more content up there for people to listen, and then direct them to my new Substack, right? Or maybe direct them to your Patreon. We haven't even talked about Patreon before, but it could be another avenue for you to bring more people in. Creating aligned content your audience will love is about showing up in the right place, in the right way, with the right message. So, what is one thing you'll be doing in your content that maybe isn't serving you anymore? And what's one experiment you could try instead? So, if you are ready to align your content and your podcast with your business goals, I would love to support you. You can connect with me at kpcreativemedia.com/growth clarity call. That's growth clarity call. You can see that button as a giant big button on the front page of my website if you go to kpcreativemedia.com. And as always, where your voice flows, your business grows. And until next week, thanks so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Podcasting for Spiritual Women. If you would like more strategy and tips and some tricks on how to make your podcast better, I recommend that you join my newsletter list. You can find that at kpcreativemedia.com/newsletter. Until next time.